Hey everyone, welcome to the first monthly Q&A video of 2019. I posted a poll on the YouTube channel a couple of days ago asking people if they want to keep the series monthly or maybe every other month or just to cancel it altogether because I did notice the views declining a bit specifically on this series. But the majority of you voted to keep it monthly, so we're going to keep it going and then we'll evaluate maybe halfway through the year if it's worth still keeping it monthly. Anyways, into the questions. Our first question comes from X-Ray Soldier 101 asking, what is your opinion on how the devs are handling sexual harassment, team killing, and racism, basically toxicity, in Siege? This has become a pretty hot topic issue because of the recent reports of a lot of people getting just absolutely harassed to shit, no matter what they're doing, and also the new video by Jaeger himself where he highlighted a couple toxic moments from other content creators, specifically female content creators, and how they're sexually harassed in game, and a lot of different stuff like that. So this has been a pretty hot topic issue, and I'm pretty sure most people who are normal and not fucking weirdos would say that anyone who sexually harasses, team kills, or is racist in game should be banned and kicked out of the game. But unfortunately, that's not something that is really happening too much. Ubisoft did recently remove their automatic kick filter, which would kick you out if you said anything that was deemed racist or too harassy, but they removed it because it was being abused. You could easily tell people to say a different word in a different language, and it would kick them because the server thought they were being racist when the person had no idea what was happening. So that was Ubisoft's attempt before, and now that they've removed that, there is no actual system in place to stop people from being harassed. The only one they have is if you put in a pretty common word, it'll be manually reviewed and then you'll get banned for it later if it's deemed bad. So anyone who's dumb enough to just drop an N-bomb, plain and simple, will probably get banned. But it's so easy to circumvent this, and Ubisoft really hasn't done much for it. Now, I can't really just flat out critique them and say they're not doing anything, because I honestly don't know what would be a better method. But so far, the game's been out for 3 years, and Ubisoft is still struggling to corral this issue. I would say the best way to combat this is to just take from other games. I think it's CSGO that has the Overwatch system, where basically you can volunteer to be an Overwatch person or a moderator or whatever if you have a good record. And you can go through user-submitted clips and reports of people being toxic or hacking or team killing or anything like that, and you can decide whether the person gets banned or not. It's basically getting the community to do all of your customer service work, which is, on paper, seems like, why would the community ever do that? But in practice, a lot of the community actually wants to do that because of how bad the game can be without it. So I think that would be the best method. I would volunteer to do that 100% because I would love to ban people who are being horrible in game or who are throwing slash team killing slash hacking, anything like that. I would be so happy if I could ban them. And I'm honestly not too sure why Ubisoft hasn't done it because they've said so themselves that they log a crazy amount of data on Siege. So this should be pretty easy to get people to respond to. Like, even if it was just chat logs, I'm sure a lot of us would be able to easily go through and ban a lot of people who are being abusive in chat. So I guess that'd be my final answers. I think if they introduce the Overwatch system where community members who are reported for being friendly players or whatever could go through and ban people who are not, I think that'd be the best method. Will Ubisoft ever do it? Probably not. I don't know why they want to keep everything under their control, but it doesn't seem like something that they'll implement. I really hope it's something they consider. Next question's from Specterican, I don't know. What is your opinion on crouch spamming? This is also another hot topic issue because of how prevalent it's become in the latest season. Ever since dropshotting got removed, people have been going crazy saying that crouch spamming is just as worse. And if not, people are saying it actually is worse than dropshotting. I would heavily disagree. I think dropshotting was the biggest issue in the game in terms of mechanics that were being abused because of the fact that you could drop within half a second, completely change your hitbox, and kill someone with maintaining perfect aim. That was horrible. Now for crouch spamming, I'd say it's a little bit different. One, you're not really getting too much of an advantage, and you're also kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage because if you're crouch spamming, it's harder to maintain your aim when you're going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not like drop shotting where you just drop and all you have to do is just aim up. And then two, you can also crouch into the bullets. A lot of people who are bad at the game, like me, will aim inherently at the chest level. So if someone crouch spams against me, they're just going to duck into the bullet and die. I have no problem with that. If you want to duck into the bullet and die, you go for it. But I think this is also kind of just an issue of people always looking for some reason as to why they're doing poorly or some issue that they want removed because otherwise they're just bad. People complain about drop shotting like crazy, which was valid. It got removed. Now that drop shotting's gone, people need another excuse as to why they're getting destroyed all the time, and then they moved on to crouch spamming. And I haven't actually watched this video fully on my own, so don't take my word for it, but I'm pretty sure Rogue9 did a full analysis video and confirmed that crouch spamming does not actually affect your hitbox as much as people think it does. And in fact, I think it said it didn't affect it at all, but I haven't watched it, so take my answer with a grain of salt. But I'm pretty sure there's actual no advantage to it, according to the analysis. But my main concern is people went from drop shotting to crouch spamming in terms of what they're complaining about. What's going to be next? If they remove crouch spamming, people are going to be like, oh, people are leaning too much, or people lean at all. Remove leaning completely from the game. Like, it's just going to keep becoming more and more like CSGO with less and less mechanics allowed in the game. I do agree that there should be some fatigue system, like if you crouch too much, you should be punished for it, but I don't think right now it's a huge issue like people make it out to be. But that's just my opinion on it. Third question from Aiden, which operator needs the biggest nerf from both attacking and defending? So I think without a doubt everyone can agree that the operator on attack who needs the biggest nerf is Lion. He needs a complete rework. Like, he should not be an operator at all in the game, and thankfully they took him out of Pro League, but I hope they take him out of ranks soon. But yeah, Lion for attack. For defense, it's kind of hard to say because Mira completely changed the game. Game is so different now than when before Mira. Tactics completely changed. Tactics revolve around Mira. She's a very, very strong operator, but I wouldn't necessarily say she's overpowered. She just changed the dynamics of the game and how you would go about playing it. Instead of making it very linear, there's a lot more intel gathering now. So in terms of overpowered, it's hard to say. I would probably say some operators need to be nerfed in speed. Someone like Jaeger or Bandit could probably be changed to a 2-speed. But defense doesn't have too many overpowered operators. They're just strong operators on their own. But if I had to choose someone for sure on defense, I'd say, I guess, Jaeger and Bandit, make them 2 speeds instead of 3-speed. Or reduce Jaeger's gun damage since his recoil got reduced. But overall, I think defense is a little more balanced than attack. Next question from EA Games, asking a question that's been asked a lot before, but I'll answer again. What happened to Rob and Patrick? They both died. Question from Capsule Kill, are you going to play other games soon? And there were a couple other questions that were very similar to this, so they're all on the screen. But as a general answer to all of them, I do want to play a lot of other games soon. There are some games in 2019 that I'm pretty excited for. One being Skull and Bones, which is actually a Ubisoft title, so I might be able to play that easily with friends for some videos. So look forward to that. I've been looking at Sea of Thieves a lot. It seems to have changed, so I might be playing that more this year. But there are a lot of games that I do want to play for videos on the channel. However, everyone who watches those will know for sure that they do not do nearly as well as Siege. And the unfortunate reality is that those videos also do not earn anything compared to Siege videos. I don't normally talk about financial stuff or money in general with YouTube. I usually just give very general overviews, but for this I'll actually be pretty specific. So I looked at all of the 12 Deceit videos that I uploaded over December. All 12 videos to date have only made a total of $492.46. Now some people might be thinking, oh, $500, that's pretty good money. In terms of my other videos and overall performance for my channel, that is very, very little money. Especially for how much time I put into it. That's about 8 hours of raw footage that I have to go through, a bunch of rendering time, a bunch of uploading time, making thumbnails, making descriptions, making tags, everything for all these videos, and only earning $500 on it. That is too much time for too little reward. I would love to make more variety videos, but unfortunately they just don't do nearly as well as Siege. So for the time being, I really only make variety videos when I really, really want to make them. Otherwise, it's just not worth my time. Now, this might change this year. I'm trying to introduce some new content and maybe hiring an editor, but like I said, if videos are only making $500 for 12 videos, who am I going to pay to do that? No one's going to want to make, let's say if we did a video every other day, no one's going to want to make 15 videos a month for a little over $500. That's way under minimum wage. It's not worth it. So really the only thing I can tell you is if you really, really want to see variety videos, make sure to watch whatever ones interest you. The more reviews we get on variety videos, the more videos I can make. Now, I'm not going to force you to watch something you don't want to, but A lot of people ask for variety and then they just don't watch the videos. So, unless people start watching them, they're not going to happen nearly as often as people would like. And there's also the other aspect, which I didn't talk about yet. Those videos also tend to cost me a lot of subs. Those 12 videos cumulatively lost me 300 subs, which isn't that much, but generally as a YouTuber you want videos to gain you subs, not to lose you a couple hundred. So again, it has to be worth it on my end for me to make more videos. So far, they're not proving to be worth it. Going back to Siege, Wisdom asks, what is the best assault rifle in the game and why? If we're looking at pure stats, I'm fairly certain the F2 is still the strongest weapon. I'm pretty sure it has the highest DPS overall because of its insanely high fire rate and decent damage. But there's a lot of assault rifles now, and a lot of them who are very good in different aspects. For example, Nomad's, I can't remember what its name is, ARX 2000 or something. That gun has Bandit's iron sights, which are considered to be the best sights in the game, so it's best in that regard. F2, like I said, has highest DPS, or one of the highest DPS, so it's best in that regard. Some guns have zero recoil, which for some people that is very important because they can't control recoil. They'd rather a gun with less damage and less recoil than a gun with more damage and more recoil. Hence why some people choose a G36C over the R4C on Ash. So it's hard to say overall what is the best, but if you're just talking about pure damage, probably F2. Other aspects, there's a lot of different other guns for that. Next question from Bilko asking, what is my favorite elite skin? So this answer has actually kind of changed over time. I'm pretty sure I've answered it multiple times before, but now it's still changing. In terms of the actual uniform itself and how it looks, I would probably say the Sledge Elite skin. In terms of the final animation, Glaz Elite skin is by far the best. I still hope to one day record it in an actual ranked match. In terms of gun skins, I think Blackbeard's gun skins are probably the best. And in terms of pay-to-win advantage, Twitch is definitely the best because the drone blends into almost everything. So there's a lot of different aspects, but those are my choices. Question from Cerebro, which I normally would not answer, but I've been asked this so much, I figured I might as well just answer it at least at one point. And I've answered this on Twitch before, but I'll answer on YouTube. Have you ever tried hitting up Shroud to play? I'd love to see you two Canucks fuck up some Siege. So, for those of you who don't know, Shroud is one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, and he's recently been getting a lot into Siege. He likes it a lot. And people are always asking for us to pair up. Overall, no. I will probably never ask him to play randomly, because I know how it feels to be on the other side of it. I get asked so often to play with people, and it's generally just annoying to have someone constantly asking you or just randomly asking you, especially if you don't know the person. It just seems like they're leeching, and I do not want to be one of those people. However, if I were to meet Shroud, or if he were to ask me, I would play with him in a heartbeat because I really do enjoy his content. I think he's a cool guy, and he's a Canadian, so I really support him. But no, I will never ask him randomly out in the open if he wants to play, because that just seems like a douchebag move. So maybe it'll happen one day, but for now, I'm not going to go out of my way to ask him. Question from Bim, I don't know. This kind of touched on the other question asking about video games or other games I'm going to play on the channel, but I figured I'd make this its own thing. Are you going to bring single-player content more frequently to the channel, and if so, which games? Single-player content's not something I really want to make because, for the most part, it feels too forced. I don't mind doing stuff like Solo Smurf because there's other people in the lobby, other people I can bounce off of, something like that. However, single-player games, it just kind of feels like I'm just talking and no one's listening, and then I have to keep trying to keep it lively. Whereas when I normally play single-player games, I just like to have my music on and just chill. I don't really force myself to enjoy content just so I can make more videos on it. If I ever were to introduce more single-player games, it'd probably be games that I play on stream so I can talk to chat, and then I just make highlight reels out of it. Something like XCOM 2 or Binding of Isaac. But I really don't want to make videos on single-player games where I just have to sit here and force myself to talk in order to make videos. That's not what YouTube's about for me. Question from Alvaro Rodriguez. What were you studying in college? Quick summary is I have dropped out of college / university twice. First, I was studying computer science / math for a year and a half. Dropped out of that, took about, I want to say 8 months off, then went back to school studying media or multimedia. Did that for 2 years. Yeah, I did second year and third year. And then I started fourth year and realized that I would rather invest my time on Twitch and YouTube instead of in school, because I talked to one of my professors and he basically upfront told me that I should drop out and pursue YouTube and Twitch because it would make me more successful there than if I finished my degree. And when a professor tells you that, you kind of take his word on it. And I'm happy I did. I'm happy I dropped out. I don't ever regret it. Now, one thing I should add in, because a lot of people always ask me this and then try to follow in my footsteps, don't fucking drop out of school, because I did it as well. It worked out for me. This was basically my full-time job when I dropped out. I already had about 150,000 subs, and I was making a decent amount of money from YouTube that I didn't need to get another job. And it was enough money that it could pay for school fully. So I was already doing really well before I dropped out. So please don't drop out to become a full-time content creator. Chances are none of you will make it. It's harsh, but it's the truth. Last question of the video is from Sam Crook. Will you have gameplay in the background of this video? That is a question for future self when editing. But the reason why I normally don't have footage in the background of these videos is because any footage that I would use for the background, I could probably make into a video. And then the only footage that I would include here is footage that I wouldn't add into a video, so it would just mainly be footage of me dying or doing poorly or just sitting around doing nothing. So that's why most of these videos don't have much footage, is because there's nothing I really want to add that I couldn't use in another video. And that will conclude this month's Q&A video. I didn't have too many questions for this one because there were a lot of overlap, which is why I was considering making this series every other month, because I feel like every single month a lot of people ask very similar questions. However, I'm trying to pick and choose ones that are a lot different than other ones, and if you do see different questions, please try to like them on the threads, because I usually choose whatever pops up in the popular section. So make sure to go through all the questions and like the ones that haven't already been asked a million times. And if you guys have any more questions or want me to elaborate on certain things that I talked about in this video, just ask me in the comments down below and I'll try to answer them if I can. I know the toxicity issue and also my branching out to different content aspect of this video will probably be hot topic issues, so I'll try to answer as many questions and follow-ups as I can in the comments. And if I don't answer in the comments, feel free to check out my Twitch channel. I should be live from 12 to 4 Eastern Standard Time every single day, so if you want to ask me questions there, feel free to. I'm normally a lot better at answering them live than through comments on YouTube, but I'll still try to do both. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.